So originally I had the Boston Celtics, but I'm looking at this Toronto Raptor team, and they're deep, they're focused. You watch them throughout these scrimmages, they're locked in. They're not playing any games, Max. They're not playing any games, and a lot of these guys are up for contract negotiations this summer. And by the way, Fred VanVleet, you know what's going to happen with him. I did this before, and I'm doing it again. Messiah Ujiri. Backing that Brinks truck up to his house because he going to come out there and shine. He going to come out there and shine. I got the Toronto Raptors coming out of the East this year.
Listen, I think Perk has a little secret hidden agenda there. So that way you can take a little credit away from Kawhi, can't you? You take Kawhi Leonard off that team. I love VanVleet. I love Kyle Lowry. They're not getting out of the East. First of all, what do we see about the history of the league? Usually, almost always, the team that wins the championship has a great two-way wing. Usually is the leader of the team, is the best player on the team. It's not about the stretch four. It's not about the point guard. It's the great two-way wing. It was Jordan's league with Pippen, and then obviously Kobe and Wade and LeBron, and now Kawhi and KD. That's when they got unstoppable, right? You had the great two-way wing. When you look at the Raptors, Siakam is not exactly a two-way wing player. He's more of a four, really. He has wiggle in his game, but not like a typical 2 or 3. In fact, the team that has that, if you want a team other than Philadelphia, is the Heat. The Heat have shooters, they're coached up, they play defense, and they have Jimmy Butler, who in fact is the guy who most closely resembles Kawhi from last year. If you want to go with a non-Sixers team, I'd take Miami, not Toronto.
I don't know. That's Siakam
Max, hold on, time out. Siakam is special. He is a two-way player, and he do play the 3. But look, Max, when you look at this Toronto team, man, they had guys that stepped up majorly for them last year in the playoffs. You talk about Siakam, I harp on this. He had on the biggest stage of the NBA, that's huge. You look at Fred VanVleet down the stretch in some of those playoff runs. Listen, Fred VanVleet stepped up and made the big shots. Kyle Lowry, he bounced back and had a couple 25-point nights. So when I'm looking at this team that's well coached, that's, by the way, Nick Nurse is going to win Coach of the Year. But when you look at this Raptor teams, guys have been sleeping on them all year, and they sitting here right now with the 3rd best record in the league, sitting at the number 2 spot in the East, and they are on a mission. Max, you can say what you want, but they are deep. They play agenda-free basketball. When you watch them offensively, they pass up good shots to get great shots. So I don't know what you're looking at, Max, but from the outside looking in,
no doubt. But what I want to know, Freddie,
they want all the smoke.
Who's the great two-way wing who can go get his own shot at the end of the game? Like, who is that guy? It's not a little guy like Lowry or VanVleet. Siakam, not quite. Siakam's excellent, and he stepped up huge in the finals. I have a lot of respect for Siakam as the 2nd best player on a championship team. By the way, when the juggernaut had injuries, right? Because had they not had injuries, they still wouldn't have won. The Raptors wouldn't have won. But who is that guy? Who's the Kawhi? Who is that Jimmy Butler style player on the Raptors?
It's Siakam, because he keeps getting better at that each and every game just by looking at him. And down the stretch, they run the offense through him, where they give him touches to do that. So he's not great, Kawhi great, but he's getting closer and closer to that level than a lot of people want to realize when it comes to Pascal Siakam being that two-way wing.
All right, well, we were talking about the biggest threat to the Bucks in the East, Freddie and Kendrick. You say the Raptors, Max, you say the 76ers. But, gentlemen, NBA season resuming in just 2 days, so we will not have to wait long to see who outperforms who.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.